Hey friends, welcome to this fertility yoga class. For those of you who are experiencing premature ovarian failure or premature ovarian insufficiency. So getting this diagnosis from your doctor can just feel like all hope is gone. And I know you probably already feel like time is ticking, and then you get this diagnosis and you're like, what's the point now? And how is this ever going to work? And it just compounds that stress that you're already feeling in the body and compounds that feeling of desperation that it has to work now, it has to work this cycle because time is running out. So in today's class, I really want us to find a way to come down from that feeling, because whether time is running out or not, that feeling is not helping you. It's not helping the health of your body. It's not helping your reproductive system, which needs a certain level of calm and ease to work at its best, because our body wants to reproduce when things are stable and abundant and the body knows it can sustain new life. So I want us to work together on letting go of that tight grip we have on this fear that time is running out or that time is limited, because it's not helpful for you and it's not helpful for your body. We're going to also work at building some circulation in the body, which helps the health of the reproductive system. And we're also going to stimulate around the area of your ovaries to help with the health of your reproductive system as well. So let's start in our Tadasana with the feet underneath the hips or even a little bit wider. I just want you to bring the hands onto the low belly and just take some sways, some rocks and rolls. Not traditional yoga here, but that's okay. It's a very woman-centered style of yoga anyway. So let's let it be fluid, let it be flowing. And let's just land in our body. So maybe you take some circles, bending and straightening one leg. Close down the eyes if that feels good. See if you can open up the heart a little bit by squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then take your circles in the opposite direction, almost like you're doing a figure 8 with the hips. So it's best to practice this in a space where you can be alone and really just present in your body without feeling like you're being judged for any of this, because sometimes these practices can feel a little bit strange. And I think sometimes the hardest part is just landing in the body without the head doing any thinking about it. So why this feels weird or why it looks weird. So see if you can find a space to privately practice so you can really just embrace being in your body. Present for your body, for its wisdom, without any judgment. Let's bring the hips back to center, bring them over the feet. And as you inhale, take the arms wide, almost like you're circling, bringing all the energy up, bringing it down through the heart, and back to the womb. Inhale, gathering up all that beautiful energy. Exhale, bringing it down through heart, into the womb. One more of these, inhale. Down through head for wisdom, heart connection, and womb creation. This time as you inhale, rise the arms up. And then exhale, we're going to forward fold down, bending into those knees as much as you need so that the back feels comfortable, the head and neck soft. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, bring the hands down, step the feet back, and come to your down dog. As you inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. As you exhale, round. So do a few rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale this time, tuck the toes under, lift the tailbone. As you inhale, take the right leg high. As you exhale, step the foot between the hands. Bring the back knee down. Inhale, rise the arms. And as you exhale, shift the weight back, lean back, send the chest forward. Inhale, move forward. So really opening up through the pelvis here. Exhale. So creating space in that area, but also sending the breath down into the womb space. And with the energy of the hands pressing back, see if you can release what does not serve you with that exhale. One more inhale. And this time as you exhale, bring the hands down. Lift the back toes, step your way back to down dog. Bring the knees down. Inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. Exhale, round. And then this time, just take some circles here, really moving in an intuitive way, noticing any tension in any tight spots. Just finding what feels good for you, keeping with that breath, inhaling and exhaling, sending it down into the pelvis, into the womb space. And then inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, step it forward. So we're coming to the other side, back knee comes down. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the back toes. We're going to move now into our Skandasana. So we're turning on our mat. The toes of our left foot are facing up towards the sky. The toes of our right foot are facing forward, getting this beautiful stretch into this hamstring. And then we're going to move to the other side on the inhale. Exhale, take a seat down. So I want you to move with your breath, but I also want you to find where your tight spots are. So really moving in a way that feels good for your body, maybe rocking forward and back. You could come all the way up if that feels good. Bring the hands to heart. You could come into the middle and just kind of rock and roll back and forward. So this is really a practice of being in the body. When you're going through fertility treatments, when you're trying to conceive and it's not working, we start to do all our research and we ask other people and we go and see a doctor and they do medical treatments and we get out of the body, and the whole process is meant to happen in our bodies, but we lose that connection. So I really want you to just be in your body without judgment from the mind. Just find what feels good for you. All right, walk the hands all the way back around to your original side. Step the feet back, come to your plank, take the knees down. So we're coming all the way down, bend the elbows, chest comes to the mat. Take the hands wider than the edges of the mat, fingertips on the floor as you inhale, rise the heart. As you exhale, lower down, bring the forehead to the floor just for a moment and give the forehead a little rock from side to side, releasing any tension through the neck. As you inhale, press and lift. So if this doesn't feel good for your back, perhaps skip it today, but if it feels okay, just keep moving mindfully, listening to your body. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale this time, we're going to have a little look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. Look over your left shoulder. And back to center and all the way down. This time, bring the palms underneath the head. Give the hips a little rock from side to side and just breathe and stay. Press the hands on either side of the shoulders. Use the knees to come all the way back up. Tuck the toes, down dog. Walk the feet forward.
come into your forward fold. Just letting the arms hang, maybe finding the elbows, swaying it out. Hands to shins, inhale, exhale, out through the mouth, let it go. And again, inhale, and let it go. One more time, inhale. Super slowly, press into the feet, rise your way up. Notice where you feel like rushing and slow it down. Noticing this ingrained part of ourselves that wants to rush through everything, that wants to get to the next point. We do this in our life, we do it on the mat, we do it everywhere. And then when we're struggling to conceive, it is one of the biggest struggles because it's something we're excited about, but we have no control over the when. So we're trying to let go of the when, let go of the rush. And we can practice this in our physical practice. Hopefully a little bit will translate off the mat as well. So let's move now, but move super slowly with our breath, extending out each breath as a tool to get us to move a little slower, to get us through those hard points where we feel like we want to rush, where the anxiety gets too overwhelming. Use the breath. Step the feet back. Come to your plank. Take the knees down, make it nice and gentle. Exhale down. Again, notice where you want to rush. You want to go all the way to the ground really fast. Can you move slowly? And get the hips comfortable here. Maybe take a little rock from side to side. And then you can come back to the hands by the shoulders if that was nice for you and you enjoyed that. Or you can bring the hands behind the back into lace. Look down towards the ground so the back of the neck is lengthened, and then open up the heart. Gently squeeze the toes in towards each other. You could lift them if you've got the ability to do so. Keep lifting the shoulders so you feel that the pubic bone is pressing quite firmly into the floor. One more breath, we can press. And then as you exhale, let it go. Rock from side to side, releasing, bringing energy flow, oxygen back into that area. So we're going to do this 2 more times. So again, you can work with the hands here. You can interlace them. If you want to go one step further, you could find the feet coming into our bow pose. So squeezing the knees towards each other, pressing the feet into the hands. Lengthen the back of the neck by tucking the chin slightly. Breathe. You feel the pubic bone pressing into the floor. And release. One cheek to the mat. Let the hips rock side to side. All right, last time. So choose your variation, either with the hands, interlace, find the feet. Lift, lengthen the back of the neck. Keep breathing into that lower belly. Bring the hands this time underneath the head. Just stay here for a little bit. So just rock the hips side to side. And then settle. Notice the entire front side of your body sinking, softening. Notice your connection to the mat, to the floor, to the space, the room that you're in. Notice the supports underneath you and let yourself soften and sink. It's safe to relax. It's safe to stop. It's safe to let go of all the things. It's safe to rest. It's even safe to give up just for a little bit. Let the breath be long and deep. And let the mind slow as the body slows. Let the gripping and striving, the constant thoughts, looking for solutions, let them slow and soften until they become silent and still. Centered in your heart, soft, trusting, open, safe. When you're ready to, bring the hands by the shoulders. Press your way up. You can do a little bit of heart opening. I think it can be nice to finish our practice here when we're struggling with something. We often come into this space. We're protective. We start to close off ourselves a little bit. And I just want to encourage, end of our practice, let's open ourselves. So we slow and we embrace that we have no control over the timing and that the gripping around time actually doesn't help. But then I want you to open your heart to all the possibilities. So you'll notice I'm sitting in between the feet. If this isn't comfortable for your knees, bring a cushion or a rolled towel or blanket between so that you can sit up a little bit higher. Bring the hands down and just point the fingertips towards the toes. Just press into the hands so that the heart opens. If it feels okay, the head and neck can rest back. And then I want you to breathe into the space across the chest. If it's comfortable for you to do so, you can come back a little bit further, bringing the forearms down to the mat. And again, resting the head and neck back. Slowly bring the chin back to chest. Use the hands to support you to come up. Let's find some length in that spine again. You might like to roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then bring the legs out in front of you. We're going to come down into our bridge pose to finish. Just use the hands to gently support you to roll all the way down. Bring the feet in towards the hips. They're about hip distance here. Rest the palms on the mat. And so again, we're going to have a little bit of a play with that idea of time. So when you're ready to, super slowly, I want you to see if you can move one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, the low back imprints on the floor as you slowly start to roll the hips up towards the sky. Notice where you want to rush. There's always one sticky point in everyone's back they want to rush through. See if you can take your time there. At the end of the breath, we start to move slowly back down. If you'd like, you can add the arms on the next one, but moving just as slowly. So the arms tend to be a giveaway if you're rushing, because they want to go whoop, straight over the head. See if you can move.
that gentle, easeful pace. There's no hurry in the world. And slowly rolling all the way back down. So if you are finding that this slow pace is triggering you, I have another video about being triggered, watch that. But also it's probably a good indicator that you need to slow. I often find those of us who can't embrace a slow pace anywhere in our lives most likely need to embrace it in all areas of our lives. And I say this from personal experience. This was me. I was doing a million things, always felt like I had to do more. And for me, my fertility journey did become about learning how to slow, learning how to embrace my feminine cycle, and that there were different times for action and rest. Just let the legs wiper from side to side for a moment. So see if you, especially if you are struggling with this pace, let's take some time to maybe evaluate the pace of the rest of your life and where perhaps you can slow down. Doesn't mean we stop. I certainly haven't stopped, and I'm not advocating for that. But I am a big believer in the fact that there are times in our lives, so seasons in our lives, seasons in our month, around our cycle, where we should be in action and where we should be in rest. And telling the difference between those two is really how we find that beautiful balance that we're all looking for. All right, let's come into our happy baby. So bring the soles of the feet up, reaching either towards the soles of the feet or the shins if that's where you can reach. Just take a little rock from side to side. And then I want you to cross the legs over like you're crossing your legs. Reach towards the feet, hug them in. So again, a little bit of compression into the legs, reducing the circulation. Squeeze the legs together, nice and tight, and then we release. And just give a little bit of a circle here. Other side. Change the cross of the legs, find the feet, squeeze them in tight. And then release. Let the knees fall out to the side. Soles of the feet together. Bring the hands onto the womb. So I want you to find your hip bones and then bring the palms of the hands onto the hip bones. Thumbs point towards each other. Pointer fingers find each other. And we just rest, almost making a triangle shape in this space. I want you to feel the points of connection between the fingers. So feel the thumbs connecting. Feel the pointer fingers connecting. Almost like there was an energetic force moving through those 3 points of the triangle. And then I want you to notice the warmth of the hands on the pelvis, and then a warmth in the womb space as well. And in the mind's eye, I'd like for you to imagine what the womb space looks like. And so you might have quite a literal image of what the womb would look like, anatomically correct, if you will. Or perhaps you have a more imaginative image of a space full of comfort, somewhere that you would want to be. Or maybe it's a garden, a natural, nurturing space. It really doesn't matter what you imagine, just make it something that feels inviting and comforting for you. And then I want you to imagine yourself in that space. moving around it. Imagine yourself moving in some way. It could be dancing. It could be cleaning. You might just be walking around, swaying your body from side to side. In this space, I want you to be moving the energy, clearing anything that doesn't belong here or no longer serves you. I want you to keep breathing deeply into this space. And perhaps you exhale out through the mouth as a physical letting go of any energy, anything that needs to be let go of from this space. And then when you're ready, just let the hands release and let the breathing return to normal. And just bring yourself back into the space that you lie. Use the hands to support the legs to come up. They might be feeling a little bit stiff from being in this position. And just press the low back into the floor a couple of times, rocking the pelvis forward and back. And then rolling to one side when you're ready. Again, taking as much time as you need to slowly come back. And coming to sit when you're ready. Maybe wiping the eyes if you too had any sort of eye leaking going on like I did. And bring the hands to heart. I just want you to take a moment to thank your body for all that it does for you. And I know it feels like it's failing you. But it also does so much. So take a moment to thank it for the way it carries you through your life. The way that it loves your partner, for the way that you can move and live and love. And give it thanks for that. From my heart to yours, sending you so much love and hope. I hope that this practice helped to bring you some peace along this journey. Thank you for being here. Namaste.